lens. But the question is, which lens do you buy? We've all been confused at all of the lens choices that we carry around in our camera bags. So today I'm going to be showing you the one lens that I use basically all the time that can handle just about anything you throw at it. This right here is the Canon 24-70 f2.8 lens, and honestly I have brought this around 4 years ago. I wish I brought it sooner. Now don't get me wrong, when it comes to lenses we all know that prime lenses are technically better at what they do. They are super sharp. Most of them have a super wide aperture around like f1.4 or f1.8, and the size of the actual lens are normally a hell of a lot smaller, which is actually a good thing. But by having all of these different focal length prime lenses, you're going to start having a lot of lenses build up in your camera bag, and to me that causes a massive problem. You see, when it comes to a shoot day, and let's say you're shooting a wedding and the bride is about to come down the aisle and you need to switch to, I don't know, more of a wider lens, let's say a 35mm, and she's starting to come down the aisle but you're still there changing your lens, and next minute you've missed your shot. And so this is where this lens comes in. The focal range is super versatile, whether you shoot in landscape, portraits, product photography, street photography. It can handle all of them. The 24mm wide focal length is perfect for landscape photography or the majority of wide angle needs. And you have that focal range from 24 all the way to 70mm, with the 70mm being great for portraits if you want to get that really nice background blur and even some really nice compression. Plus with the aperture going all the way down to f2.8 variable throughout all of them focal ranges, it is great for low light photography. Back when I first started photography, the camera that I used actually came with the stock lens, and that is what I used for a long time, to be honest. I believe it was the 15 to 35mm lens. I think it was a f4 to 5.6 variable aperture, and by using that it actually made me realize how much a variable lens is so useful. Although with that said, the next lens I actually brought myself was the Nifty 50, and we all know how good the Nifty 50s are. But then trying to use that Nifty 50 for quite a lot of my photos, I could tell that I was missing something. I could tell that I was missing that variable focal length that allowed me to shoot a range of different type of photos in a short amount of time. And so that's when I decided to do some research and found the 24 to 70mm lens. And honestly, I have never looked back. Ever since I've owned this lens, if you've ever seen any of my photos, it's probably shot with that lens. Don't get me wrong, from time to time I might switch things up. If I know that I'm going on a portrait shoot, I might just take my Nifty 50, but the majority of the time the 24 to 70 is what is on my camera. I recently shot this photo at Bamford Edge, and if you saw that vlog then you will know I ended up getting caught up in a rainstorm. There was some crazy winds, hail, and that was all pouring onto my camera and lens, and it was safe to say that this lens is water resistant. I had no damage, no problems, no water leaking into the lens. So whether you're out on a shoot and it starts raining, you don't have to stop the shoot there. You can technically carry on and not worry about the equipment that you're holding. Now don't get me wrong, you don't exactly want to dunk this lens into a bucket of water, but you know what I mean. It's not going to shit itself if it gets a bit of water on it. As for the video capabilities, the same goes really. The lens uses an ultrasonic motor, or USM for short, for a fast and quiet autofocus. And that is really important when it comes to videography, because whilst you're shooting you don't want to be hearing that whatever noise it makes when it's trying to focus on something. A silent autofocus is definitely essential for when it's shooting with video. And so with that said, with that ultrasonic motor, it does keep the lens nice and quiet whilst autofocusing. Now if you do want to purchase one of these lenses from Canon, you can get this lens for £2,109.99, and that's for the EF version. Recently Canon has brought out an RF version for their new RF line of cameras, but that will set you back £2,630. Yes, them prices are very steep and very expensive, but put it this way, if you could use only one lens throughout all of your photography, would you pay that price? Because I know I would, because if you start purchasing different prime lenses and this lens and that lens, honestly if you're going to have all these different lenses, the price of all of them combined is going to be so much more money than just that one lens. Or if you're like me and like to try and find a good deal, you can always get one from second hand. Now I actually brought this lens off of eBay for £900, and if I'm honest, that is an absolute steal. And so with all of that said, I would love to know what your thoughts are on this lens. If you've brought one before and used one, or if you have one, or if you don't have one, let me know down in the comments below. I hope this video has helped you if you're actually looking to buy one of these lenses. Overall, honestly, I do not regret buying this lens. Like I said, it's constantly on my camera, and if I only had one lens to ever shoot with ever again, that would definitely be it. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I guess I'll see you next time. See you.